I wanted to record a special video for Founder Friday for you. And my message to you is do not give up. Never give up being a founder. And I know it's tough. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you need to record a YouTube video, but you end up with one of these on your noses and you think, oh my gosh, I should just give up. It's just doom and gloom all over the place. I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not, because there are times you wake up as a startup founder and the world is just not going your way. I'm going to skip the introduction of being a 7-time founder with 2 X's. You can go read the description to find out who I am, what I'm all about if you're new to this channel. But this is for all of you out there who have been part of my community. You've been supporting each other. You've been supporting me. My appreciation for you. And my message is never give up being a founder. Let's unpack that for just a moment. Yes, startups have a 90% failure rate. This is pretty commonly known all the way through the startup ecosystem. 9 out of 10 startups will fail, and even fewer of them, we're talking like 1 to 3 out of 100 startups, will become unicorns, which is what everybody wants to do. Maybe that's not you, but a lot of founders want to build that unicorn. So if you combine the failure rate of startups with the success rate of unicorns, then it can be pretty doom and gloom out there. And we fully need to acknowledge that, and it's okay. That's what I'm here for. That's what you're here for. And there are plenty of times my startups have gone belly up, or I have given up. I've abandoned a particular startup idea, but I've never given up on being a founder. Even if I'm not a full-time founder, being the CEO of my own venture-funded company anymore, I'm always a founder. Remember this: once a founder, always a founder. It's like being an entrepreneur on steroids. Once you're entrepreneurial, you will always be entrepreneurial. Because I tell people all the time when they ask me, should I become a founder? My answer is no. Why do I say that? Because it's so hard. It's not a good way to make money. You can be doing so many other things and having a better quality of life. Trust me, I know. But the reason to be a founder is if you cannot help being a founder. You cannot not be a founder. It is in your veins. It is pumping through your blood. You just have this drive, this passion, this total intensity, this focus on solving problems in unique ways with innovative solutions. I get it. We're part of the same tribe. We have the same social DNA. But that means you are signing up for potentially failing 9 out of 10 times. Just think about that for a moment. If you go look out there at successful founders, nobody has ever succeeded on their first venture. Sure, maybe they've succeeded on their first funded startup, but they've tried so many other things. They've been an entrepreneur and they've tried little mini projects, or they've just done something to the end of its life cycle and they said, this is not going to be a startup. It's not going to be a unicorn. There are also plenty of founders that fail, and they fail catastrophically publicly, and they bounce back because they keep learning. Why? Once a founder, always a founder. Therefore, it's your job to be realistic about the chances of success about your startup while remaining optimistic that you have what it takes to eventually be a successful founder, to eventually get to that point where you understand how to line everything up and play the odds, because every founder has a better than 0% chance of going total unicorn or being as successful as you want to be, building a unicorn, YO unicorn, versus that $1 billion valuation exit unicorn. And that's going to be up to you. And that's part of your journey as a founder, to get the self-awareness, to say, I'm going to know myself. That's the first step in success, is know thyself. Get to the point of self-awareness where you understand your strengths, your weaknesses, your blind spots, that you have blind spots, and you bring people around you to help you. You watch videos like this, but not just watch them to be a wantrepreneur, and action faking is what we call it. You are going to go out there and you're going to apply it, but sometimes you just need that encouragement. And that's what I'm here for. I want to encourage you today, no matter what situation that you're in. You might be in the bottom of a bottomless pit, so dark. And what I want to do is make sure that you understand that we're not here to say, oh, you shouldn't be down there, or try and drag you up. Sometimes you need people to come down and join you at the bottom of the pit. Let me say this. I know what it's like to be in the darkest places, to fear for your own life, your own family, to be on the razor's edge of complete disaster. I also know what it's like to experience that disaster. If you hung around me long enough, you know that I've made enough money, but I've lost a lot of money in the day, to the point where I've had home foreclosures. I've been homeless in my day. These are stories that a lot of people don't want to talk about, or founders don't share, because those are some really dark times. But I've worked through the shame. I've worked through all the things that I need to get the coaching, the therapy bills. I've got the receipts, but I've got a great community, and I've got people around me who encourage me. And I want to encourage you. Maybe you're feeling isolated. Maybe you're feeling lonely, but that's okay. And unfortunately, we can't have a relationship where I can sit in front of you, we can go for a beer or have a coffee. But at least I can give you a little bit of hope, saying you don't have to give up. Yes, maybe your startup is going to tank and be an absolute, utter disaster. Fine. That's okay. We can deal with this. That's why I say we want to have joy. Joy is being glad to be with someone in strength, but especially weakness. And that's what I want you to hear if you're in that bottom pit. If everything happens to be going pretty good, then be grateful. Fill your mind with gratitude. Go out and thank someone that you normally don't thank. Do an act of kindness above and beyond yourself so you lock that gratitude in and you become resilient for when you hit those rocky times. Because it's not going to be if you hit rocky times, it's going to be when you hit rocky times. That's with every startup. Every founder I know that's been successful has always been on the razor's edge of total disaster at one point or another. They've gone all in on something. They say, no risk it, no biscuit. And that's what you have to be ready for. So if you got things going pretty good right now, enjoy this time. Let's celebrate together and let's lift up. Let's support the other founders that might be having a difficult time. Like I said, don't give up being a founder. Even if you have to go get a regular corporate job or you have to go wash dishes, drive an Uber, you'll always be a founder. And eventually, if you stick with it and you're better than average, you learn the skills and you're better than average consistently over a longer period of time, beyond everybody else, you will be successful. Maybe not in your startup in particular, but a startup. As a startup founder, you've got this. One more time, you've got this.